and welcome to the Stronger Than My Excuses show, Mental and Physical Fitness at Work. I'm Nico Davies-Cooke, life coach and trainer at NDC Coaching and Training, and I'll be your host for the panel discussion today. We had hoped to come to you from All Sorts Fitness at the Wyong Milk Factory, and we appreciate them for offering their unique space for the filming and supporting of the show. But, clearly we couldn't get there, of course, because of the COVID, but we'll come there soon, I promise. Now, let's begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today. I would also like to pay my respects to elders past and present. With me today is my co-host, Carol Mollica, co-founder and head trainer from Mindset Mastery NLP. Welcome, Carol.
Thanks for having me. Stronger Than My Excuses will be producing a number of episodes on various topics on both business and community issues, so keep an eye out for those. Today, though, we are discussing ways to help people focus on their well-being through both mental and physical practices. Many of us know we need to do this, but today we will give you actions that you can take to really make this happen. Our aim is to find out what some of the issues are, how they affect us, and what we can do about it. We have a great panel lined up to help us today.
We certainly do, Carol. Would you like to introduce our guests, please?
Thanks, Nico. I would love to. So please welcome Debbie Child, Manager of All Sorts Fitness in Wyong.
Oh, hi. Thanks for having me on this morning.
You're welcome. And Luke Mollica, co-founder, business coach and mentor at Mindset Mastery NLP.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you very much for having me on today. Thank you.
Welcome to the show, everyone.
Great. So just before I ask the first question, I'd like to acknowledge and thank our sponsors whose names you will see on the screen. We couldn't do this without you. Thanks also to our videographer and editor, Sarah from Atlantics Studios.
As the name suggests, all Stronger Than My Excuses shows are created to help you, the viewer, to have the confidence to take action, not to make excuses. So every show will wrap up with action tools as you're watching on YouTube and other social media. So please ask questions and one of us or one of our team at Stronger Than My Excuses will answer you as quickly as possible. All of us will be responding to the questions asked by Nico today.
Great, great. Well, let's get going. And I think the best place to start is with the question why. Especially now with COVID restrictions fluctuating around the nation, we get so caught up in our busy work life. Why is it so important to keep our physical fitness in check? And how does that tie in with our mental health? What are some of the issues we might face if we don't take care of ourselves? Luke, that's pretty much three questions in one, but you would have seen this issue while you're coaching and mentoring business owners. Can I start with you here?
Absolutely. And most importantly is that what we've identified with our clients and also from our own experiences in the past is that, we can't pour from an empty cup. If we're constantly on the go, in our work world and not finding that balance, I always look at that middle path and guide people into that middle path that they can, choose to do activities that's going to bring them back in balance so they can, really give from a space of being quite energetic rather than being depleted, which means it's going to affect, their mindset of their daily activities. So I think that's important to actually find balance to start with.
That's so important, that empty cup concept. We hear that in many places these days, don't we? Debbie, I'll throw to you.
Okay, so it's easy to put self-care on the back burner when we're busy and we're in lockdown and everything else. And I feel that a lot of the time you get out of balance with your eating, which can lead to some self-image issues, which can lead to anxiety and depression and inadequate diet, sleep, whatever. And it sets up just this sort of mental tug of war between what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. So I really do think that it's very important to put the self-care thing front and foremost, and just nurture yourself moving forward, especially as we start to come out of lockdown and there are other opportunities for us to bring these two things together, because mental health can suffer terribly. People are thinking, oh my God, packed on the COVID kilos here, you know, and you set up the self-loathing thing, and it's important to just try, as Luke said, just try and get that balance between what you should be doing and what you in fact are doing. So physical things, getting out for a walk, getting adequate sleep, drinking enough water, you know, eating properly. Yeah, everyone can scarf a packet of Tim Tams, but try eating a salad once in a while.
Good tip, Tibby. Yeah, look, I'm as guilty as anything for you know, sort of putting my walk back rather than getting out, you know, staying in front of my computer for too long. Carol, what can you add?
Well, I mean, the thing is, the more you move, the more energy you actually have. So, I mean, especially right now these days, because we are, you know, more people are working from home, it's more crucial to move your body for that mental, but also the physical alertness. So when we're not moving, we're not getting out into the fresh air, what happens is we can come mentally and physically clouded, you know, and that is quite challenging when we all have so much to do in our daily lives. So, you know, physical exercise is something that I task a lot of my clients to do, even if it's just getting out for 30 minutes a day, getting out into nature and being able to just take that breath. Because, you know, if we're cooped up inside all the time, that is definitely going to affect our mental health. So, you know, mental and physical is just absolutely so important, especially right now.
Yeah. Great answers from everybody. Because the way we live right now is so impacted by this online space, isn't it? And it can get very addictive. So, you know, I love what you've said about tasking your clients about, you know, taking some physical activity. That's beautiful. Because that sort of pays into actually the next question, which is around outcomes. What does it mean to be both balanced mentally and physically in your work and personal life? So, Carol, you meet plenty of people, as you've just said, who are looking to balance their work life, their home life, balance their mindset. So what outcomes are they looking for? I know you want them to take physical exercise, but what are they looking for, given the many changes that we're living now?
What most people are looking for is actually to be able to find that flow between the work and life. And the challenge that a lot of people are facing is that they can get so bogged down in the work. And because we're working from home, the thing that I find most important is to help people find a way to actually separate the work and the life. When you're working from home, there is no real separation, and balance really comes from scheduled downtime and scheduled breaks away from the workspace. So even if it's something as simple as, you know, walking outside, taking a breather, and, you know, coming back to, you know, really getting grounded. I mean, it's really important to, you know, go outside, take your shoes off, connect with nature. And when you have balance in life and work, everything flows, everything becomes easy and effortless in regard to family and business. And then life is way better.
Oh, sounds beautiful. I want a plate full of that, please. Luke, how about you?
Well, firstly, I think it's more about awareness, because a lot of people don't have that awareness about having balance and what to do. So it's our role as, practitioners and coaches and mentors to provide that awareness that here's some options to play with. And as soon as you deliver that or remind them that this is a way that you could do life, then they can go back into creating the new habit so they can, provide that balance in their life, because most people don't know that balance. They've gone pretty much from working in an office space, in the city, for example, or in their day-to-day life, but now they're going back into home, or they go into home, and there's not as much discipline there. So awareness is the key from my perspective.
Yeah, so true. And it's amazing how quickly we forget, isn't it? How we used to live. It's just insane. Debbie, what's been happening from the perspective of you as a personal trainer and the gym side of things? What have you seen?
Well, I think it's really important. I agree with both of Luke and Carol regarding the balance. It's important to have me time. Schedule your gym class, schedule your PT session, schedule your walk with your, connecting with the grass or going down to the beach. It's really, really important. If it's written in your diary, you're a lot more, or in your phone these days, it's a lot more likely that it's going to happen. You need time out from the kids. You need time out from work. You need time out from your job. You need time out from just being cooped up in your house. So these things can lead to stresses.
So look, we come to our final question, which is where it's all about how we get people to do things. We know what people should be doing, and yet they're not doing it. So how can our viewers take action to becoming healthier, both physically and mentally? What can they do to start a new habit and make their life better? Debbie, let's go with you first on this one.
Okay, well, the biggest thing I see from a gym point of view and the physical point of view is people try and do everything at once. So, it takes, they say, 21 days to form a habit. So start off small and then start building things in. Once you start to get into the habit of maybe going for a walk every day, you'll then start to look at what you're eating, and it's a flow-on effect. The other thing is make it measurable. So if you're going out for a walk and it takes you half an hour to go walk around the block, next time, or, keep a track of what you're doing so that you can bring that time down. You can start getting your heart rate up and it's measurable. So it took you 30 minutes to walk around the block. It's a big block. Next time it might only take you 25 minutes and then 20 minutes. So you can then start adding on. So it's a flow-on effect. And know the difference between incidental, which is just walking around the house. I can get 10,000 steps up just walking around the shops because shopping's my middle name. But if you get your heart rate up, then that's what you want to do. So know the difference between exercise and incidental. All right. So that's my main take on it. And have a smart device, even your phone. You don't have to invest in a Fitbit or anything.
I like what you say about the Fitbit thing. I used to have one of those actually, Debbie, but I threw it away because I realized it was counting the amount of times I was brushing my teeth or something as a step. So I thought it wasn't realistic. Luke, what action steps can you come up with?
Well, in my world, I really like finding ways to reconnect with nature, and living on the coast now for over 5 years, that I would regularly go for beach swims and start the morning off with my gratitudes. So once you have that gratitude, that starts your day in a different energetic level, which means that you are not focusing on what happened yesterday. You're in the now moment, and you're being grateful for what you have, regardless of where you are in your life. If you're in a stressful environment, even more reason to do it. If you're in a loving environment, that's another excuse to keep, filling your cup up. And that's one part of my world that I really take seriously, and have an opportunity to wake up earlier and start the day fresh. So for me, it's about nature, but mainly the beach. I'd say 99% beach for me, and beach swims, even through winter.
You're a brave man in winter. Carol.
Yeah, well, as Debbie said, it takes 21 days to form a new habit. And it's all basically about making the commitment to start, because I mean, once you start, and sometimes you've just got to push, like you've really got to push yourself, and you've got to really decide what that goal is and what you want to achieve. So sometimes you've got to think about the end goal. What is it that I actually want? And, as Luke said, in regard to, swimming and getting up early, I mean, that's something that we regularly do. But when we do that, like that is a ritual for us. So we create rituals in our lives for a purpose. And when we're creating them, we're actually setting intentions as well. So for us to get up, before sunrise to go and have a beach swim, it's about, getting clarity for the day and setting the intention. What do I want to achieve today? How am I going to do that? And for what purpose? So that's why we do what we do. And we pass this on to our clients as well. I mean, like I said before, we task them, we give them things to do, and, we adjust that for their life.
So good, so good. I love what you do. And I find with my clients that often actually they get to a sticking point. You probably get this too, that where they start to do something and they may continue for a few days, but there's a wall, and we've got to push through that uncomfortableness, push through that resistance to keep going, because if we know that it's I believe it's a minimum of 21 days to start a new habit, so that if keeping going for 21 days, you can't then just sort of hang up your coat and say, right, so I've got a new habit. You have to keep going, and sometimes things are going to be very uncomfortable, and you're going to want to resist it, but it's putting yourself into that space of, no, this is what I want. It's a decision. I've taken it and I'm going to do it. So yeah, just being really sort of down on oneself for doing it, and get a dog. Take a dog for a walk or something. Oh dear. Yes, there's so many books that one can read about setting habits. It's I think my favorite is the James Clear one on atomic habits. Have you read that one? Oh, it is just brilliant. Anyway, so well, look, let's wrap this baby up. Our last thing is we all need to have one word. I mean, have we got one word to wrap up everything here today? What is one word that is an action that people can take away from this show? Ready, set, go. Luke, what's yours?
You just got to start. You just got to start the action steps towards your goal, and stop the procrastination, because that's not going to get you anywhere. And whatever goal it is, it doesn't have to be, the big elephant. You can always, as we say, chunk that down and eat an elephant one bite at a time. Hey, so we just got to start.
Yeah, start. Love it. Love it. Debbie, what's your one word?
Well, this actually follows on from Luke's. When you just got to start, it's then being consistent. So consistency. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That does follow on really well. So Carol, where are you going?
Well, mine follows on as well, and the word is commit.
Absolutely. Commitment is vital. And mine is actually two words, is just do something. So what a great morning. Thank you all so much for your insights and contributions. Look, we've given plenty of information for our viewers to take away. Thanks once again to All Sorts Fitness for offering us to film in their amazing space, even though we couldn't get there today. And thanks again to our videographer and editor, Atlantic Studios, and Sarah.
And thanks again to all of our sponsors. We really appreciate your support. And remember that you can watch us through YouTube and on social media, comment, like, even ask a question, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And share with anyone who you think might like the show.
Yes, so I hope you'll watch again next time as we tackle other issues and come up with some more action plans. Thanks to my co-host, Carol Mollica, co-founder and the head trainer of Mindset Mastery NLP.
And thanks again to our guests, Debbie Child, manager of All Sorts Fitness in Wyong, and Luke Mollica, co-founder, business coach mentor at Mindset Mastery NLP. And of course, please thank our wonderful hosts today, Nico Davies-Cooke, life coach and trainer at NDC Coaching and Training.
Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.